Oh, that is. All right. Let's just do all my checks, make sure the sound is correct. All right. Today I'm gonna be talking about. Well, first, before we get into it, let me say Happy New Year, everybody. Let's get some better lighting in here. Turn up this lighting today. Let's make sure you guys can see me. What the heck? Right here, let's not so bougie. There we go. I guess that's his. Alright. Wasting time? But we need proper light. We need proper light, guys. I'm not gonna pretend like proper lighting. Y'all need to see me. Okay. So, today's video is about duality. All my fellow dualists out there, dualist. You understand, like, we are, if you're a type to live by duality, it's a lot more stressful than you think. It's similar to trying to say you're like a Satanist, or you walk the thin, you're consistently walking on thin ice, or you know what I mean, like you're living dangerously. Okay, you can't just take the word duality and just, oh yeah, I embrace duality, and think that your life's gonna be easy. Maybe in the beginning it seems like, oh, this is the easier route to stay the middle ground, to stay the middle way, as the Buddhists would put it. But it's actually the hardest route you can ever go about. And I'm gonna explain it right now. Because you have to think about your mind, what your mind is, and how you base yourself off of consistent memories of yourself every day. Every day you wake up and you move forward based on an entire existence that you remember. You're remembering your existence. So, if you now take on a very dualistic way of thinking, let's say something, simple dream, a simple aspiration in life. I want to be a lawyer. Okay, so you want to be a lawyer, and you're like, why do I want to be a lawyer? Because I make a lot of money, I help people, and yeah, it's a great way to give to my community. But you're also a dualist. So throughout that process of becoming a lawyer, you're going to see the negative sides, and you're going to see how you have to embrace that to truly be real with yourself. You can't just embrace all the good sides. You have to embrace the good with the bad. So you're going to be like, oh, dang, this takes up a lot of my time. It's like a 10-year journey. I have to defend evil people too. I'm not just helping the good people. If I'm a prosecutor or whatever the case may be, I have to be indiscriminate against my clients. I just have to defend my clients. Or as a prosecutor, you would have to just attack anybody, whoever is in front of you. So regardless, as a lawyer, you start looking at the situation dual, and because of, we call them inconsistent thoughts, or contrasting thoughts, or conflicting. That's the best term, is conflicting thoughts, where because you think one way and you're able to embrace the extreme of that same way of thinking, your brain will lock in both sides of this conversation into the subconscious. And if you aren't in control, anytime you slip from being balanced or being on your meds, whatever side that is gonna scare you is gonna pop in your face. So, here's a best example. Here's the best way that this has shown itself to me. I'm in a relationship, and at any point in time in the relationship, it can be amazing or horrible based on how I perceive a relationship should be. So now let's say the relationship's actually going great. Just objectively, it's just going great. You know what I mean? But in my own mind, I could be like, but I wanted this, I wanted that. And I could start to behave in a way that would make the relationship not be great anymore. But then that's okay, because I would say that's life. Life doesn't remain in good or bad, so the relationship going down now is a part of the experience of being in the relationship, even if it was based on my behavior that made me think that the relationship was not what it actually already was. So that means that process would teach me something about myself, and I would have to grow in my security or grow in whatever. But the actual scenario itself of the relationship going down based on my thoughts, think about that now. You had a negative thought and something bad happened. You're not going to just see it as something bad happening. You have to also see how your brain would work. You're going to connect it to previous negative things. You're going to connect it to any and as far as you can go to the trending of how you had that dual thought. You got to remember that, guys. It's the craziest thing. It's not something to be like, oh, throw it away, this will never happen, or throw it away because it will happen. It's just part of the dual lifestyle. As soon as you say, I'm holding on to duality, I'm holding on to the way God does things, the way Satan does things, doesn't matter. You are going to find yourself at points where you scare yourself. You're going to scare yourself. And it might be towards the simplest thing as realizing, oh, you know what? Let me remember to text them and let them know I love them. That might be the resulting action of that big crazy fear of, dang, this relationship is gonna I love you, right? Or it could be, damn, I really thought this relationship was amazing. I was really living in a fantasy world, and I'm so thankful for my duality to pull me to actually look at my fantasy world as negative, so that the fantasy world dissipated and I actually see what's going on. And you know what? I actually don't want to put in the work to create this actual fantasy. So I'm just gonna break up with the person, or whatever the case may be. But duality works in the end because it allows you to be in the middle way, be on the middle path. But it's stressful and it's going to mess up your brain a lot because of the conflicting thoughts. Thoughts that you had were great today, but tomorrow you're already in a dual sense of actually thinking and having retrospective thoughts. You know all these things. If you're a dualistic person, you're taking the time to be introspective. You're taking the time to just see life for what it is. Always consistently detoxing yourself, detoxing your way of thinking, and relearning. It's like every day you want to be a baby again and just learn what it means to live and exist and have life. So that's going to put your brain all over the map, bro. That's not just going to keep you in a simple, oh, I'm just medicine. No, there's going to be points where this simple medicine is going to flip you saying, am I just being lazy and not doing what I'm supposed to do? Just from the same sake of being dual. And that's what you're practicing. So I'm not saying this to throw you off. I'm saying this to keep you on that point, because duality is the way. It's a hard way, but it is the way. And yeah, like all the religions actually preach it, even though they tell you to go for good or to go for peace. But duality is the mixture of war, peace, good, bad, and actually allowing yourself to see both sides so that you could actually choose what you want to be. Like, why are you allowing life when you are the complete thing? Like, you are it. You're waking up every day in you, through your eyes, no one else's eyes. So it's really important for you to have the amassed knowledge of both sides, and not to allow some priest or some deity or anybody else to hold the good and the bad and all the options over you. Just experience it. Life is not that deep. You can experience it within the cavities of your brain and hold dual thought and allow your subconscious mind and the limited potential create all these scenarios for yourself, narratives, and you can really now choose which one you want to live in and obviously manifest and the same things that everybody teaches, but grounded in that dualness, grounded in duality. It's hard, it's difficult, it's scary, but it's worth it.